has the word become such an uncomfortable one?
Feminism is about fairness. The hand that rocks the cradle, the procreator, the mother of tomorrow. A woman shapes the destiny of civilization. Such is the tragic irony of fate that a beautiful creation such as a girl child is today one of the gravest concerns facing humanity.
Feminism. This word may paint different pictures in the minds of people coming from different socio-political backgrounds, different regions, having different economic status. But this term simply means the ideology which talks about gender equality, which talks about assessing an individual not on the basis of sexual characteristics, but on the basis of skills and talent. Whether you discuss equal pay for men and women, or equal status in society for both genders, or equal rights and opportunities for both, all this comes under feminism. The concept of feminism was born out of years and years of oppression over women by the male-dominated or the patriarchal society. However, with time, this goal has undergone changes, and now feminism not only aims for achieving equality for women but also for other genders, or we can say for the whole gender spectrum, which includes lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender people, also the LGBTQ community. But the main problem that still lies ahead of us is the fact that most people don't know about feminism. They don't know the meaning of this concept, and as a result, they do not know why feminism is required. The main reason why feminism is so important, especially nowadays, is because of the misinterpretation of the word feminism that lies in the minds of thousands of people till date.
The word is really difficult because it seems to inherently suggest a preferential treatment of the feminine over the masculine because it has the feminine in the word, and I think that's a real oversight and a misunderstanding.
A majority of people think feminism is about being discriminated against men and hating them in order to only support women and be biased toward them.
That fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with man-hating. If there is one thing I know for certain, it is that this has to stop.
However, the meaning of feminism lies in the simple definition which states that feminism is about equality, equal rights for both men and women without being discriminatory or biased towards any one particular gender. Another prominent reasons why we need feminism are as follows. Women want to be called strong, not bitchy. Women are often termed as bitchy or full of attitude if they are strong or independent. If a woman takes decisions on her own, she is judged and criticized by society for not consulting her family, her husband, before taking any decision.
तुमने आयशा को अलाउ किया? Yes. और उसे तुम्हारे परमिशन की जरूरत क्यों?
It should be kept in mind that women are independent and free individuals just like men who have a right over their life, and the decisions that they take should be born out of their own free will and by no means of coercion.
तुम किसी को अलाउ करते हो, तुम अपने आप को एक अथॉरिटी, कंट्रोल की पोजीशन में रखते हो, और ये बराबरी नहीं है.
Blatant sexism and being judgmental creates economic and social barriers in the society, which pose great threat for the entire society in the long run. Women should never need to apologize for their success.
But better things come to those who are willing to go and get it. Take what you want out of everyday life and don't apologize for your success.
It's often seen that if a woman does exceedingly well in her career or in any other sphere where she competes with men, She has this unsaid, invisible kind of pressure on her shoulders to prove her success, her innocence. She is expected to apologize for being successful, if not more, then at least successful enough as her male counterpart. Whereas men, no matter how successful they become, are always held in high regard and behaved with as if this success was their birthright and expected of them only and no other gender. This approach needs to change. Women should not be expected to apologize for their success simply because their independence and hard work led them towards it, and that their partners aren't successful enough to be named alongside them.
Entrepreneurs, female salespeople, female whatever. Here's my one thing I would say to you, and I said this to my client today: stop apologizing for your success. Stop it! Just stop it!
Urgent need to accept people of all genders and identities.
Belief through equality. Equality where everyone has a voice, be it woman or a man, and everyone is heard, be it a woman or a man.
We call ourselves a liberated and democratic country. But what we do, how we think, how we judge every individual who is not a man clearly sets us in the wrong and opposite frame. It is high time that we stop being judgmental and stereotypical towards any gender.
Gay, bisexual and transgender or LGBT people are still being subjected to discrimination.
It is important to plant the fact that all genders are equal, and after all individuals, no matter what gender they belong to, are living beings and should be respected. Any individual who is not a male should not be treated like dirt, should not feel unwelcome, should not keep their heads lowered just because they are not men. This is another reason why it becomes more necessary to include feminism as a common, controversy-free word in our everyday lives.
Intersectionality isn't so much a grand theory, it's a prism for understanding certain kinds of problems.
Women do not need to be told how to live their life. It is in quite common parlance that women are controlled since the day they become mature enough to take their own decisions. Initially, it begins with the family members, which in most cases is pure concern for daughters and is acceptable too. But it becomes common quite rapidly after the daughter is wedded. She is controlled by her husband and even more so by her in-laws. This thinking, where women are treated as objects, where they are controlled as if they are puppets, needs to stop big time. Men are never questioned about anything that they do. They turn up late at nights, which is considered fine. They take their own decisions, which is respected and is taken as a matter of pride. Whereas, when a woman is out till late, where a woman takes her own decisions, acts independently, it is seen as a matter of shame for both the families and their husbands. A woman is answerable for every action of hers. But why then men are free individuals when our constitution states equality as one of the fundamental rights? We need to get rid of hypocrisy and double standards when talking about women. As mentioned earlier, Indians hold their social beliefs, customs in high regard. More than this, the Constitution of India is considered as a very important document which should be followed and abided by everyone word to word. Where do then all these double standards and hypocrisy against women come from? Is there a separate and different constitution for women of our country? Is this what it feels like to be a part of a democratic, biased, free country? Is this equality? All these questions should have been answered long ago, to not have left any room for further discussion on these topics ever. But the truth of the matter lies here itself. We are hypocrites.
हम लोगों को शर्म नहीं आती क्या हम एक सभ्य समाज को बिलोंग करते हैं? क्या हमारी upbringing इतनी poor?
And we all should be ashamed of ourselves for having disrupted the true meaning of equality, for being such hypocrites, where on one hand we claim to respect and abide by our constitution, and on the other hand we are judgmental, stereotypical, full of double standards against women.
To judge a person by their weakest attribute is like judging the power of the ocean by one wave. Elvis Presley. This quote speaks out so much to me, showing that judging others is frankly just unwise.
Men who are called feminists should not be mocked. Another important reason, which further reiterates the need for feminism, is the very fear of being mocked by people around us if we call ourselves feminists. This usually happens in the case of men, where if a man says he is a feminist, he is judged, mocked by, and laughed at by people. He begins to feel ashamed of himself, as if he is doing something wrong, as if he believed in an incorrect, shameful thought. This is the need of the hour, to educate people, even educated ones in most cases, so that they understand the gravity and the very thought of feminism gets instilled in their thoughts.